Now more than ever, farmers do need our help, and all week we've been hearing about ways to donate money and food. But what about in the long run? One thing we can all do is buy Aussie-made produce and products, ensuring that our farming future is secure. But what do you look for, and how do you know what you're buying is actually supporting our farmers? Well, joining us at the desk is Australian-made CEO Ben Lazaro. Welcome to the show, Ben.
Thank you very much.
OK. Can you clear up some of the confusion? Because lots of people do want to buy Aussie-made, but it's harder than you might think. You don't know where your money's going in some regard. What do we look out for?
Well, you should definitely look for the famous green and gold kangaroo, the Australian-made, Australian-grown logo. You can find that on all products sold here and overseas.
It's not on this one. That's the thing. Like, what milk should I buy? Australian-made's not on there.
It should be by law. It's a bit interesting if that one
Am I...
might be on the back.
No.
There we go. There you go. It's just on,
see,
on the back
this is
there.
the thing, but
But
this
that
is the
took a long
problem,
time.
right?
Took a long time to find,
So look at that. That's teeny tiny. It's not the green and gold.
And what's the difference between Australian-made and Australian-grown?
Absolutely. So Australian-grown is obviously grown here. Australian seafood, very similar, comes from Australian waters. Australian-made, if a product carries the Australian-made logo, it just means that it's substantially different from its imported components or local components. So you've demonstrated that you substantially transformed those inputs into something completely different.
OK, so which one do we want to buy? You know, is Australian-grown what we really have to look for to help the farmers?
No, they all contribute. So Australian-grown obviously is a direct correlation to the growers. However, Australian-made is applicable to processed products,
Right.
products made from fibre, so wool and cotton, and also products that go beyond those that come from the farm are made by businesses that are based in those regional communities as well. So supporting those then has a knock-on effect to support those areas.
In times like this, a label like that is pure dynamite. So there's
You need to make it bigger.
businesses out there would be dying to have that. So what criteria do they have to meet for you guys to go, you know what, you've earned that?
Well, there's a set of rules set out in our code of practice, but they're based on Australian consumer law. So we marry up with Australian consumer law. So there's rigorous rules around that. We're a third-party certifier. So if you see that logo on a product, you know someone's done the hard work and that you can buy with confidence.
Right.
That product is genuinely Australian. It's I guess the Aussie mark of authenticity.
Right.
I mean, we're talking about food a lot, but what are some of the things that people be surprised that are Australian-made that they might think they can only get from overseas producers?
Well, there's a range of products, but things like furniture is still made here, wonderful pieces of furniture. Underwear and singlets, like this one from Bluey Merino. There's a range of cotton products and woolen products that you might, I guess, instinctively these days go to an overseas supplier. So at times like these, is a really good time to remind Australians that just stop and think about your purchasing decision and the knock-on effects and the impact that you can have. And in this context, a very positive impact.
Do the Australian-grown and the Australian-made products compete on a price level?
They absolutely do. There's a bit of a perception out there you've got to pay more, and that's certainly not the case across a range of products. And you've got to look at it from a value proposition as well. Sometimes it might be a lower cost price, but what's the lifetime price of that product? You have local support here, recourse here, and generally speaking, you have a higher quality product.
Have you ever thought about putting a list together, like a gold standard list of products, everyday products that we all might use that would be hugely beneficial to farmers? Because that would be easy for people. We're trying to keep a million balls in the air, but if you had a list of things that you went, OK, I'm going to buy this milk, this bread.
Absolutely. So what you can do is go to australianmade.com.au, and every product that carries the logo is listed on that website.
Okay.
So it's very easy, mobile friendly, all that. A great resource for people that are looking to source Aussie products.
Now, just quickly before we go, the badge, does this mean you're Australian-made, locally sourced?
I am absolutely. I tick all those boxes.
Tick all the
Despite the last name.
All right, nice one.
I was locally sourced last
You were
night.
locally sourced?
French Hotel.
Yes.
If you want to find out more, head to australianmade.com.au and make sure you do your part in helping Aussie farmers. Thank you so much for joining us, Ben.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really cleared a lot of things up. Now, of course, you can also help out by donating to a registered charity. You can donate online to Rural Aid's Buy a Bale. Drought Angels as well is there, Aussie Helpers or Lions Need for Feed. You can also call Rural Aid to donate on 1300 327 624. And Joe is also running in the City to Surf on Sunday to raise money for drought relief as well.
Wow.
Through St Vincent de Paul, the charity. So search Everyday Hero Team Vinnies to sponsor.